Salvete omnes. Let's continue with the Aeneid, Book 1. Ipse pater Danais animos viresque secundas sufficit, ipse Deus in Dardana suscitat arma, eripe nate fugam finemque impone labori, nusquam abero et tutum patriote limine sistam. The Father himself supplies spirits and preferable strengths to the Greeks. He himself raises up the gods against Dardanian weapons. And Dardanian is another word for Trojan, so against Trojan weapons. Son, nate, snatch up flight, and put down an end to your labor. Nowhere will I be absent, and I will establish you safe at your father's threshold. Okay, so this ends Venus's speech, and it also ends the section of Book 2 of the Aeneid that we would be translating. So we start up here with ipse pater. Ipse pater being the father himself, Jupiter himself. So he is the subject for this first part of our translation. The verb sufficit goes with ipse pater, and the word suscitat has the subject of ipse pater. And you even have a repeated ipse down here. So the Father himself, sufficit, comes from sufficio, supplies spirits and preferable strengths for the Greeks. Remember, sometimes secundas can mean preferable and not second, so this means preferable strengths. Moving on, we have he himself raises up the gods against Dardanian or Trojan weapons. So Jupiter himself is against the Trojans, and he's making the other gods also be against the Trojans. Now Venus ends her whole discussion of what the gods are doing, and she focuses back on Aeneas. She says, snatch up flight, son, and put down an end to your labor. So she's telling him, you need to flee and stop toiling and fighting in vain. Because she just gave her explanation for this by saying it's useless for you to fight because the gods are pulling all of the strings and your fate is in their hands because they are the ones destroying Troy. Now she says, I will be absent nowhere, and I will establish you safe at your father's threshold. So she's saying that she will always be with him and watch over him and protect him, and she's going to put him back at the house of Anchises to get Anchises and Ascanius and Creusa so that they can try to flee Troy together. But there's a second interpretation for patrio limine, because Venus is not only going to help him get back, or basically send him back to Anchises' threshold, she is also going to be there to help Aeneas get back to Italy. And as the story goes, the Trojans originally came from Italy, and now they're going back to Italy. So Italy is another fatherly threshold that Venus is going to help Aeneas reach.